I think the pretty persistent stress over the past few months has started to catch up with me. I don't think I've been allowing myself to feel that much stress, so now I think it's happening all at the same time. So I just kind of want to do a really chill video. I love my challenge videos, I love my timed videos, but I love my chill videos just as much, and I need one right now. One of my favorite things to watch recently has just been people doing their hobbies. Like no focus on finishing anything, no focus on big projects, just little things that bring them joy, because hobbies should bring you joy. So that's what I'm going to do this week. This is going to be a little bit more vlog-y, vlog-ish in style. And let's start with a bookmark. I have been taking a book to all of the doctor appointments and PT appointments that I have been having to take my mom to. And I've been reading the same book for 2 months. I'd love to also finish it in this video, maybe at the end. I'm a person that when I do have a bookmark, I tend to use a receipt, literal trash, anything that I could just slip in there and go. I used to make bookmarks as a kid, and I feel like that would bring back some like nostalgic joy for me. And I've been seeing wraparound bookmarks where they don't just fall out, they actually attach to your book. And I think that'd be really helpful for on the go reading. And I would also like for it to be fall themed. So I have some leftover orange yarn, and I think I'll make like a fall leaf wraparound bookmark, and I think that'll be really fun. So let's get started. Once the leaf was done, literally all I did was chain stitch until it looked like it would comfortably wrap around a book. The book I'm using as a gauge is called Serpent in the Wings of Night by Carissa Broadbent, and this project was done in under an hour. I am taking my mom to PT in a little bit, and I don't typically dress up for PT, it's very casual, but the literal second there is a drop in temperature, I feel the need to dress up. It's like 77, it's high 70s today. Something really comfy and cozy too. It is something I made. I might change to sneakers. I'm not 100% sure. I like how well the colors go together. And I might stop by Publix because I want to get some of those like Halloween cookies. I haven't eaten those in years, and I've been seeing them everywhere online for the past few years. So I'm gonna go get some and bake some and maybe like watch Practical Magic or something. Okay, let's go. So Cheyenne Barton, about a year ago, made a video where she drew 7 days of her everyday outfits. And I thought that sounded like such a fun idea. I don't exactly know when I would do something like this, but I thought it was such a fun idea that I wanted to experiment with it in this video because I want to do a little bit of drawing. You know, it's a hobby that I haven't done since like December of last year. So I was a bit out of practice, but that's what this was for. I didn't know what type of layout I wanted to do for this. I had a couple of different ideas in my head, but I went with more of a journal layout where I not only drew the outfit, but some of the stuff I did that day. I don't know if I loved this. I think taking an idea from this might work, but you know, this is at least a start. I have to say I really love my watercolor markers and pencils. They make painting so much easier for me. I can just sit down and get started, and it makes so much less of a mess. Hello, come join me on the floor. This is my next tiny little project that I want to do because I'm kind of in the mood to sew, but I'm not in the mood to sew anything difficult, and I'm really not in the mood to sew clothing either. So I think it's a good time to just get this little project that I think would make my life so much better out of the way. This is my little hole. That sounded terrible. This is my little cubby hole. I tend to cover it with this little stool and these 2 pillows. I don't know how much of it you can see, but it's storage. I have like my 5-pound polyfill back here that literally cannot fit anywhere else in this house, so I put it down here. And for years, I just kind of pretended that one day I would clean this out. And that just hasn't happened. It's only gotten worse. So I think I need to embrace that this has now officially become a storage place. You know how people have those really cute like oven curtains in their kitchens? I love them so much, so that I can put these pillows back on my bed and so that this stool can actually be useful. But yeah, we're just gonna make a little curtain to cover this. I have a fabric in mind. I'm hoping I'll have enough that is like kind of fall inspired, but can also work for any time of the year. I do love that fabric. We'll just see how much of it I have. Let's get started. So last year I made my drop waist dress out of this fabric, and I thought it would be super cute for my curtain. Kind of that perfect in between of a floral, but I feel like the color is kind of a fall vibe to me. But it was very wrinkly, and I typically avoid ironing at all costs until I have my pattern pieces cut out. I know that is sacrilegious, but this at least needed it beforehand. After I measured what my length and width of my cubby hole was, I knew I needed to double the width so that it would gather and ruffle once it was on the rod, and I needed to add about 5 inches to the length so that I could turn the top over and sew a channel. Oh, and I also needed to add seam allowances. And in the end, it was this nice long rectangle. I then ironed down the hem and stitched that all around. The only line I didn't hem completely was the top line. I ironed it 1/2 inch under, and then I folded it over and ironed down about another, I think, 2.5 to 3 inches. And that would leave me room to not only sew a channel, but to leave a length at the top that would kind of create a gathered effect. This was such an easy project, also the perfect use for leftover fabric, and I can't wait to make more for every season. I finished Serpents in the Wings of Night last night. This little on-the-go like wraparound bookmark is really helpful if you take your books like out and about with you. But I finished the book last night. I really liked it. It's funny because I actually bought this 2 whole years ago, and I started reading it like around Christmas time that year. And because it took place during the summer, I also thought it took place in a desert, but I think I transposed 2 books because I was reading 2 fantasy books, and I think both of them took place in the summer, but the other one took place in the desert. I don't think this one does, so sorry. I said that in an earlier video. That was incorrect. 2 years ago, I also like wasn't feeling this book at all, but I read it this year. I'm kind of a little, I don't know, scared that the reason I like this is because I've had probably the worst year for fantasy reading that I've had since reading fantasy, and I've been reading fantasy for many, many, many years at this point. It's my favorite genre. I'm just gonna say that my tastes have changed, and I'm gonna say that I really enjoyed this book. Not perfect, but really, really good. In fact, to the point of, I bought the second book. It wasn't available at my library. That's where I was gonna get it from, and it was on sale when I saw it, so I went ahead and bought it. So it's a lot shorter. Our second books usually aren't shorter, especially in fantasy series. That's weird. So I'm gonna start reading that right now. And that's where I'm going to leave you this week. Thank you so much for joining me. I hope you had a good time. I hope you liked this more chill video idea. Liking and commenting will really help me out, and also let me know that you like video ideas like this. But if you like this video and you want to see more from me, be sure to subscribe so that you can do that. I hope you had a good time, and I hope to see you back here next time. Bye.